90.5 The Night, Brookdale Public Radio. Jeff Raspy here with you on a Friday afternoon. And Matty Carlock is back. He's joined us live in the studio. Good afternoon.
Earthling.
Welcome back.
Yes, we are here. It's a miracle.
And I think the last time you were here, we were talking about how this new album was going to come out in October of 2018.
Yep.
And here it's February of 2019. But it is actually out today.
We actually did a press run for the album. And it was supposed to come out a Friday, like the end of the week of the press run. And I remember doing the press run and being like, it's totally not coming out. Yeah.
But here it is.
The album was supposed to come out, 10 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quote-unquote debut album?
Debut.
So
I don't have any other releases. This is the only one. Swipe up.
Well, you could make that argument because it's hard to find that other one, the one called Loveless.
I've never heard of it. Never heard of it.
But the new one, The Jailbirds, is out finally today. And we've been playing a couple of songs of it, a couple of collaborations on it. One being with Jesse Malin, one being with Jared from Mercy Union.
The Scandals.
And the Scandals.
That's like my favorite band. I love that band.
So, and a lot of folks, I think, in the last year or so have come to know you through your hip-hop collaborations with Bulletproof Belv and Albee and Arsenal and some others. Yep.
Chad B. and new one, Sue Surf, who just charted number 2 on the hip-hop charts, unsigned. And I have a song coming out with him, too. Yeah.
So was the experience of doing collaborations with hip-hop artists something that led you to thinking, oh, this song, it would be great if Jared sang a couple of verses, or this song would be great if Danny Clinch played some harmonica and sang a couple of verses?
You know what, that's exactly it, because I would always watch like YouTube videos. Ches just texted me. Oh my God. I would always watch like YouTube videos of bands like Gaslight, and then Frank Turner would come sing live, and I always wonder. I just noticed that there was a void in that world, in like singer-songwriter and punk and Americana of just people on each other's songs, and I grew up on hip hop and rap, so it just dawned on me one day. I was just like, that would be so sick to hear Brian Fallon be on Frank's record, and like, why don't they trade verses like that? Why don't they do that? And I was so in the market of rap and hip hop and doing verses for other people and hooks for other people that I was like, nah, I want to attack the entire Jailbirds thing as if it was a rap album. That was the idea. I don't know if you could tell by all the photos and me wearing Champion clothing and all that. That was the idea of it, because I've never seen that in my entire life, and it was what I was inspired by. But I was so uninspired with finishing the record I don't know how to say it. I was so uninspired with finishing the album without the collaborations, because I was having so much fun with the other projects that I was like, I need to go to Pete Steinkoff from the Souls and record guitar tracks, because he's from the Souls and he's got that energy. I need to do that. And all I do is listen to Jared. I need to get him on this. And Danny, it just had to happen. And that's what, that was the spark that made me finish the LP.
And then you tried coordinating everybody's schedules, and you figured out why it doesn't happen very often.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's just why I'm a solo artist in general, because I just can't wait around for people. I just can't do it. I'm literally like, Rob came over today, and I was sitting downstairs listening to beats, working on the next album, while I'm getting all the feedback from my one that just dropped today. And I just can't sit still like that. I'm just not that type of person. So I have to just be.
Well, that is a product of the industry and the situation that artists find themselves in, is that, you know, you spend whatever, a year, 2 years writing songs, another months, years recording them, putting them together, sequence, artwork, find somebody to release it or release it yourself, get all the pieces lined up in a row, and then by the time it finally comes out, you've written half or three quarters of the next album, and what is a quote unquote new release in your head is old.
And this, in fact, Loveless, this was written and started to be recorded before Loveless. So
it's even longer.
Yeah. So we started this the night Hurricane Sandy hit by candlelight.
Uh-huh.
We started Navesink River Road. And Good Night for Good, which ended up being Beepaw. And if you listen to those tracks, a lot of those tracks on this album, like for example in Beepaw, if you listen real hard, the acoustic guitar was recorded in Alex Hayes' bedroom in the middle of like August. And we did all of that by ourselves, like 6 years ago. And you can listen you probably, if you listen to it on an iPhone to where it's like there's no bass or anything, you can hear, we left his bedroom window open, you can hear the cicadas. And like that solo we recorded, it's a little out of tune, that solo on Beepaw, recorded that a long time ago. A lot of those vocals, there's so many, the solo on Navesink River Road recorded 5 years ago. And I just had all those sessions and we just kept all of it. And then, obviously here and there I redid stuff, and then Loveless came out. I made Loveless because it was taking so long to finish. I was like, well, I got to put something out. So then so that stuff, a lot of that material is newer than the Jailbirds.
Right.
Which is crazy. I was sitting on like 100. I'm always sitting on about 80 to 100 songs at any given moment of sessions and stuff.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Yeah.
Who you actually got on the album, but we'll talk about him later. You want to play a song from the album live?
Yeah, I'll play Geraldine. I'll hack my way through
it
here. I wish Danny was here. Hugging parkway lines, chasing faraway eyes, black coffee and blue collar charm, dirty Converses, pinned up jean jackets under a garden stained rising sun, from dying days, smoky nights, a midnight escape. Now without a fight, I hope I pass the cross in the end. She's got me believing in love tonight. Geraldine, how have you been? It's been a long, long while. Geraldine, how have you been? Been a long, long while here without your smile. Friends over family, any blood don't mean a thing. A youthful code our wounded hearts would bring to the pavement where we rest our heads, but in our dreams we'd sing from the dugouts where they'd fill their hands with poison. Undiscovered, an October crisp from Kate's house of abandoned romantic suite. We slept like the dead, Lord, we dearly miss. We lived a famous line, boys, it is what it is. Got me believing in love tonight. Geraldine, how have you been? It's been a long Sailor Jerry tattoos may fade. Those Sailor Jerry tattoos may fade. Those Sailor Jerry tattoos may fade. But never your smile.
All right. Matty Carlock live here on 90.5 tonight. That's a song called Geraldine from his brand new album, The Jailbirds, which officially hits stores' shelves today, including Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank. I know it hit the shelf today. I know it also hit the front counter today. And on Sunday, you're going to be doing an in-store performance at Jack's.
Talk me into it. Talk me into it.
We did. We talked him into doing it at Jack's Music Shop. 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. It's free. It's all ages. Matty solo playing some tunes from the new album, The Jailbirds, which will be on sale as well. Vinyl only. So now, for anybody out there listening who may not know, you're actually from this area. You're from Middletown.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only
represent.
I can only assume you grew up buying records at Jack's.
I did.
As I think almost everybody around here did.
Yeah. Yeah, and for, I don't know his name, the guy with the black flag.
Tim?
Yeah. For him to say he's going to put the LP in the window. I grew up staring at the window front walking by because me and my friends were always too poor. We would just like sit out front and throw stuff at cars and look at the storefront. Why would you go in? We don't have money. But so for him to say that, I was like, wow, that's awesome. It's like an honor.
Well, and hopefully some folks come out on Sunday afternoon.
I hope.
Catch.
They're not going to. They're not going to.
There's evidence online that is not true. There is evidence online that. What's that?
My mom's coming.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And the album will be on sale, and the album is also on sale in all the digital places, and all the streaming places. Which doesn't actually net the artist a whole lot of money, but if that's the way you want to listen, that's the way you want to listen.
You know, it's funny. I had people hitting me up today, like old hardcore kids,
Mm-hmm.
like don't know anything what's going on in reality at all, and they were just like, "Yeah, but Bandcamp? Do you have a Bandcamp?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a Bandcamp," and I had to make a Bandcamp.
Sure.
So they could get the album. I'm like, "You don't have. It's on your phone. You just download the thing." And I'm like, hardcore kids, they don't. I'm like, I get it. I'll just make the Bandcamp.
Well, and actually, speaking of,
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Speaking of old hardcore kids, you're one.
Yes.
And a couple of weeks ago, your old band Back and Forth actually got back together.
Yes.
And did a not for nothing, did a special thing to get back together. And did a show at the Asbury Park Music Foundation.
Well-kept secret.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
But and it's funny because it wasn't. I mean, it was for a reason. It wasn't for the normal reason, which is usually the 10th or 15th or 20th anniversary of a certain album or whatever. And that's generally the only excuse old hardcore, or actually not even just old hardcore bands, but old bands in general, will get back together and play the old songs. But you guys got back together to raise some money for a friend.
Yeah, our best friend, one of my literal best friend, Dean Cribben, who he was a guitarist of Back and Forth, and we just toured so like. Touring in that band was like everything outside of the music and the shows. Like that was like a lifestyle we had, and I try to explain it to people now. They just don't get it. I'm like, no, it wasn't like touring. Like we lived in this van, like
literally. Yeah,
and he was literally my best. He is my best friend, and throughout that, he would always bring Ashley, and Ashley became like our sister, his girlfriend, and she has brain cancer and is going through all these treatments, and we just thought it was the right thing to do to just get back together and donate all the money to.
Yeah.
It's just the right thing to do. And it was by her request; she wanted to see it, and we were just like, "Let's go,
okay,
let's go."
See that part I didn't know.
Yeah.
When the person who needs the help makes a request, whether or not you guys had been talking, whether or not you guys had ever played since the last show or whatever, all that goes out the window, and you go,
yeah. Last show,
yeah,
literally our last show. This is how Ches broke a string, and we just stood there in feedback and just looked around at each other, and we were just like we literally, it was actually pretty funny. Like, he just broke a string, and that was just it. And I don't think he fixed the string. I think we just stopped playing and just went home. Yeah. And we were just like, yeah. And then Pete Andrews, who was playing drums at the time, bought us all donuts.
Well, and
that's just how we went out, and we just never talked about it ever again.
And
that week I started playing solo music, and I just went on tour.
And that which is actually one of the reasons why there are a lot of people in this area who probably don't know that you're from this area, is because a band like Back and Forth spent most of its existence
on tour
somewhere else.
And it's interesting because it's not only that, but like Spotify, it was before streaming.
Sure, yeah.
And it was before Instagram was a necessity. So like it was in this weird thing where social media wasn't, it was still flyers, it was still, a lot of it wasn't on the internet. So people don't really know. And like me and Rob were just talking about this, like my followers on my Instagram, somebody asked if I bought my followers or something. And I was like, bought my followers? I don't even have a lot.
Which is a thing.
Yeah, which is the thing. But I don't even have a lot. And I was like, no, that's all from like my Instagram was basically the Back and Forth Instagram. People just knew. But like, so there's really not that much of a trace of it, because that's why people are asking for Bandcamp. They don't even like have the internet, probably, the fans of that band.
So Matty Carlock is here. He's going to be doing an in-store at Jack's Music in Red Bank on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. And the new album, The Jailbirds, came out. Yes, please come. The Jailbirds, the new album, came out today. It is available as of today. And one of the collaborations we were referring to, I'm going to play. It's Jared Hart from Mercy Union, who, speaking of old hardcore guys who have new projects and new records, you got him to sing a couple of parts on a song called The Punks That Had Enough on the Jailbirds.
It had to happen. He was like the biggest inspiration for me to getting this done. Like, he would allow me to call him, and I would just write. Because a lot of the rap stuff was like, do that. That was like a safe bet of focusing my energy and time on. So I would just be like, I'd be like, dude, I need to talk to you because you're in the position I want to be in. I kind of like, you're my bro, but like, I look up to you. Like, I like your music. I actually like listen to his music every morning. I actually got his stuff on vinyl. I love it. I was at all those shows at Quartet. And his conversations with him and his work ethic and everything really inspired me to actually finish it. And he's just like the best dude. And he let me use his guitar for the video shoot.
Which, it was a video shoot. Why did he even bring it? But that's,
he came from Scandals. But if he didn't bring it, if he didn't bring that guitar, because I ripped the thing. I don't know anything about guitars. Clearly, I just tuned my guitar in an app. But I ripped something out of the guitar with the strap. My drummer, Vin, he allowed me to use his Gibson, which I think is a sick guitar, apparently. And I ripped the thing out of it. And we just couldn't use it. And Jared's like, I have one right here. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing.
There you go.
He's the best. He's literally the best. I'm a huge fan.
So let's listen to The Punks That Had Enough. Matty Carlock with special guest Jared Hart from Mercy Union on 90.5 The Night, Brookdale Public Radio. That's Matty Carlock, along with Mercy Union's Jared Hart, singing a bit on The Punks That Had Enough from Matty's new album, The Jailbirds, which hit stores today, including Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank, where Matty will be performing an in-store on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, solo acoustic without the band. Now, this is, unlike Loveless, the album that doesn't exist, an actual band album.
It's a real
So
band.
now,
Crazy.
are you gonna have a band?
Yeah.
For some shows.
We're called the Jailbirds,
Mm-hmm.
which is already a band in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they have a hit. But you know what? They can talk to Rob if they have an issue. Or Annie.
Yeah.
Annie will be excited to go to war for that. She scares me.
So that's so are there plans to send Matty Carlock and the Jailbirds?
Yes. We have
Out
a
on-
record release. We have a secret.
There is a secret.
There's a
We're not
secret
allowed to talk
release.
about it yet. You'll find out about it next week.
Unspoken secret.
Yeah. Next week, hopefully, people will find out about the secret that we know about.
The debut. We're using that word a lot. Debut. We're using the debut of my band for the debut album of me.
Which will
Has
be
nothing to do with Loveless.
which will be in early May,
yeah.
somewhere in the area, with someone else
And someone else.
and possibly someone else. Yeah.
There's gonna be a few people involved with my record release.
So now that will be the first full band
Ever.
show for the Jailbirds.
For me as a solo artist.
Well, yeah.
I've
yeah.
literally never done it.
So now,
I'm
so
terrified.
but some of the guys people have seen you with before.
Yeah. Vin is the drummer, best drummer. Literally, I've never seen a better drummer. And he's actually he produces for me too. He's a great hip hop producer as well. But yeah, he's first lineup of Back and Forth, definitely, and Beneath Me for Dan Drucker.
Yeah, we had to mention Beneath Me for Dandy.
Yeah, and then Alex Hayes as well, guitarist, wrote Better Days and all the punk anthems that I get asked to play. Yeah, first wave of Back and Forth. Yeah.
So it's
And Pete Andrews on bass, and then me on guitar.
And Pete, who has quite a history in the area as well.
Yeah, Pete is like made me such a better musician, singer, producer. Oh man,
And
legend.
And I mean, and honestly,
Pete Andrews,
Pete Andrews, who
Submergent Studios.
like I didn't really know until you mentioned working with him, and then out of the blue, I'm watching a short documentary about music history and the Middletown area, and there he is, rather prominently talking about the more recent history of Middletown's music scene. Which, believe it or not, there actually is and was a scene in Middletown.
Yeah, there was
It apparently all centered around some pizza parlor.
there was actually a really big scene. I talked to a lot of people from Asbury now, post gentrification. Like a lot of people talk to me, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on in Asbury now used to be in Red Bank."
Yeah,
and everybody grew up and took it to like Internet Cafe, Chubby's, and all that stuff. Like there was like it was like, you know how like everybody walks around Cookman.
Yeah,
you'll always bump into like 20 people. That's what it was. You go to Red Bank any time of the year, any day, and you'd bump into like 80 of your friends. There's packs of kids everywhere. It was. I grew up in that. It was crazy. So I'd imagine that it was like that in Middletown, like before I was born.
Yeah, because for anybody who's not seen it, find it. I think it's on YouTube. It's called Sonic Highways Middletown, obviously a play on the Foo Fighters series of documentaries of Sonic Highways, fill in the blank city, that the students from Middletown South made. And it's really quite good. And I'm not even going to qualify it as it's good for a bunch of high school kids. It's good. It's a well-made, whatever it is, 35-minute documentary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And our very own Rich Robinson actually is also included in it, as is Pete Andrews, who we've been talking about. And apparently it got cut out, but there was a short snippet of Back and Forth that maybe was in the original cut.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's good they got that out of there. Somebody was probably like, dump that.
That looks like a whole bunch of people trashing a restaurant. Yeah, let's maybe not put that in there.
That looks illegal. You should get that out of there. So whoever made that, I don't even know how they're from South. That means they're younger. How do they even know about that?
I see. That's the part that gets me, and I think
there's a lot of kids. A lot of kids traveled out of state to go to that. That was a pretty big
and I
thing
think
somehow
in their research, which I guess is testament to how well they did this. They did the research, found people like Pete, found people like Neil O'Brien from the Ribeye Brothers, who's from Middletown and has been in bands since high school.
Mm-hmm.
That they got a lot of leads from guys like Pete and Neil.
Yeah.
So kudos to the Middletown South students for making that movie.
I think I was in high school when we did that show. Oh man.
Matty Carlock is here with us. His brand new album, The Jailbirds, hit stores today. We're going to be celebrating it on Sunday afternoon at Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank. 3 o'clock, free. Come on out. The album will be on sale as well. It's only on vinyl, by the way, vinyl and digital. And we can't sell digital in the store because how would I hand over ones and zeros to you?
USB. Here's a USB.
But it will be on vinyl, old school, and it looks and sounds great on vinyl.
Yeah, Rob Selleck took the photos. It's crazy.
Well, that's right. I actually wanted to mention that. That is at the top of a Ferris wheel.
Yes.
At what?
St. Mary's Fair. Yep. St. Mary's Fair. Wow. Yeah, I made you go up there. I remember that. I was like, you're like, you come. I was like, I'm not going up there. I was like, Rob, you go up there right now. I was like, I'm not going.
Get the shot.
Well, it wasn't even, this was an accident.
Yeah.
The video that's coming out for 417, it was for the video, and that's a still from the ending of the video. And I think Rob sent it to me, and I was like, that's it. That is it. Jill and Mike can just not break up, though. Like, that's it.
Cool. So for anybody who's wondering, you got to pick up a copy of the album to find out what we're talking about.
Yes,
the photo on the cover. And as you said, there's a video coming for the song 17, which you're actually going to play right now, or try. But the like you said, the album cover is a still from the video that is about to come out. When? Do you know?
After the video for Geraldine.
Okay.
And the video for 17 is kind of like a movie, actually. We filmed it 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In our fashion. And it was, it basically, with Loveless, the album that doesn't exist, with my song Meet Me on the Parkway that doesn't exist as well. In that music video, two people, Jill and Mike, meet on the Parkway at the end of the video, at the end of the Meet Me on the Parkway video. So the beginning, it's basically like what happens after they meet on the Parkway. The Jailbirds album happens. And
they go to the St. Mary's Fair.
Exactly. But the beginning of the 17 music video, which is the first song on the Jailbirds album, the beginning of that starts with the footage of them meeting on the Parkway, which is the exact same footage it starts with the ending of Meet Me on the Parkway.
Okay.
And then it shows you what they did after they met up on the Parkway. And so it's a continuation of that. So basically both of the albums are like the story of these two people.
Cool.
So on Loveless, it's like, who are these two people? And like, oh, they're the Jailbirds. And then the whole album kind of goes into what these people get into.
Cool. So you want to try it?
Yeah, we can.
And be careful on the second line.
I'm so scared. We drove all night. Darling, are you alright? Are you down on your luck? I really don't give a about what they say. We got nothing left but the beating in our chests. The stars where we dream about getting clean. From the hood of my car, baby, where we lay. And Annie, I'll throw my fist for you. The blood dripping down my broken nose speaks the truth. She said, pick me up. We'll join the circus now. She said, loosen up. We're either gonna die tonight or gonna finish these drugs off somehow. For the last time, we can drive out of state, change both our names, like outlaws on the run. Annie, like we just robbed a bank. You're a criminal of love. Show me the way to your heart. We can be more than this. Baby, my word is bond. When she picked me up, she said her mama didn't know. And our former lovers don't matter, 'cause I swear we're never coming home. Yeah. Another table, another tip. These track marks crawl right up to my wrist. Another pill down my throat. All my friends are dead. They overdose, but baby, I swear I'm gonna sell them our house out on Cookman tonight. I'm gonna break us free out of Little Eden tonight. Steal my love, baby, don't forget my name. No, no. When you flee in my arms, baby, like a sweet midnight escape. Then we parked on the side of I-95. Yeah, we made love in the backseat all night till the sunrise. Baby, I swear I'll tie my arm off for your love tonight. You're the brightest star in the sky. Our love likes a boxing. You're the only hope I see. You're the only heroine I need. 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 Forever young, side by side, 17, you and me.
Excellent. Matty Carlock live here on 90.5 The Night. That's another song that's featured on the new album, The Jailbirds, out today. If you want to wait until Sunday, you can come by Jack's Music Shop in Red Bank and pick it up there in person. Vinyl will be on sale. You can find it online now because it came out today. And what's the best way for folks to track you down online? I know you, obviously, Matty Carlock on Facebook And Instagram.
Twitter, all that. 115tyndallroad.com is my website. It's not my name. It's 115tyndallroad.com.
Yes.
Yeah, or you could just, I don't know, come to Jack's, say hi.
Yeah.
Please come to Jack's. Please.
And say hi.
Yeah. As soon as I said Annie's name in that song, she texted me. I just want to say that. Literally at the same time. That was the craziest thing that's ever happened. Hi, Annie.
So we're going to make way for Stuku, but first I want to talk about and play one last thing from the album, and it is a song called Young that features one Jesse Malin.
What's the real name?
It's similar in that way to Ryan Adams' new single. In that,
Young the Rain.
Yeah, it's Young the Rain. You got Jesse Malin, to contribute to this album.
Yeah,
Jesse's been
like my dad,
kind and helpful the last year or so, having you play a couple of his shows in New York City, at Berlin. One of his clubs, Bowery Electric, and we've had you on 2 of the Strummer shows, the Strummer tribute shows. So
yeah, I don't even know what to say.
And there may or may not be a connection to what we were alluding to earlier.
Yeah.
As well, early May.
I don't know what to say in a good way. Like, I don't even understand how somebody like that would even feel connected. Like, I literally played to Mike Colgan and Ryan Havlin at the Map Room, and like literally 2 people.
I was there.
3 people. Shout out to Colgan and Ryan. But I literally played to them and you. And he came in and said he was a fan. And then from that moment, I was playing sold out shows.
Well, I remember that night too, because he actually
I wrote about it on BPOP.
He leaned over to me at one point and he was like, "Yeah, I like it. Let's find some time for him on the Berlin show," which was a couple weeks later.
Yeah, which was not possible because it was already booked up. And
it was already him and 2 support acts.
Yeah, Kelly was on. That's. I mean, it's just so profound to me that I can't even find words. It's just so crazy. Because I knew who he was when I was younger. My parents know who he is, and I always would see him around and stuff. And if you like go back to, same as Danny as well. If you like go back to me 4 years ago, like watching Molly and the Zombies at the Bell House with Diamond and everybody, and you wouldn't be able to convince me that this album that I've been working on for so long was going to have that guy on stage and then Danny on it and Jared as well on it.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to convince me. So for Jared as well, but mainly for Jesse to do what he did and really roll the dice on me and see. Because I'm not a safe bet. I'm really not. I curse a lot. I have an attitude problem. I come from a really bad music scene and stuff like that. I'm not a safe bet, and he really pushed that aside and really got me where I should be. Not where I think I should be, but like he got me. I happen to know personally that. You as well. If it wasn't for you, I mean, you
because Jesse himself, at 13, he basically left home and started living in squats on the Lower East Side, or commuting in from Queens, and just like living that original NYHC lifestyle. So I suspect that he sees a bit of that in your background, whether you've told him or I've told him. And then on top of that, I did mention to him, because I presume at this point you've sent him the record, or at least the files for the record.
Yeah,
But I did tell him, I was
Yes,
like,
I
yeah,
did.
I did tell him, hey, there's a song on there called Beepaw, which is about his granddad. Listen to the first verse of it. It's actually the night at Map Room when you came by to see him.
Yeah, that was the craziest night of my life because I remember sitting in the Starbucks in right around there, and talking to my mom, like she was at the hospital with BPA, and she's like, it's just not gonna happen. And I remember just being like, why can't you just tell me what I want to hear? Why, like it was just crazy to hear my mom be like have no hope.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, there's no, like, I was like, like Jesus Christ. And then doing that show, and I was staying at Beepot's house because I was so broke, I had nothing to my name, and I was doing tours by myself, driving myself, doing the shows, and I would stay at his house, Beepot's house, while I was in the hospital in Staten Island, in Eltingville, and I was so broke, I would literally get my guitar in the snow, and I would walk all the way to the Staten Island train, which was free, and I would take the train all the way down to St. George, get on the ferry, and I had like $5 to my name, and I would hop the turnstiles because I didn't have any money. I'm a grown man doing this. This isn't like 16, 17. I was like grown man doing this. And then I would take the ferry and then go to like the 1 train or the Q or the R and take that. And I did that for that and then played that show. Jesse said whatever. Ryan gave me like a ride back to the ferry. And I got on the ferry and I was like, my life just changed. What just happened? And I went back and I slept on Beepot's couch where I was in the hospital dying. And I woke up to you telling me that he wanted me on the show. I'm pretty sure. And then I woke up to an email from Cage for the rap stuff. And that's what made the two. It was that night at the same 12 hours, the same time, my life changed and split and went to 2 directions at the same. Still to where I'm juggling it today. And Rob has seen it. We just have not had a second to. It's just like insane. So now we're working. It's just like crazy. And you and Jesse did that. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like a lot to even think about, but I'll never forget that.
So we're going to wrap things up here because it's time for Stuku. The Jailbirds is out today. Come to Jack's Music Shop on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock for a free in-store performance with Matty, and the album will be available for sale on vinyl for those of us who like vinyl. And this is the tune that Jesse contributes some vocals to. It's called Young from Matty, Carlock, and the Jailbirds.
Young and who?
On 90.5 The Night, Brookdale Public Radio.